La representación es importante. Although it's not. What is important is making a good product inspired by the love that you have for the culture and the language, or by the experience of being part of that culture and speaking that language. And most importantly, having the humility and the basic common sense to corroborate with any Mexican that speaks the language, please. Anyone, you can go and find a taco man, literally, and ask them, double check if you are not naming the disabled child in your show the same as a reproductive organ. Cookie. Or naming the other kid a slur and making her look like a homunculi, like a literal, like one of those sewer monsters from Futurama, and call her cha cha cha. I cannot say the word because the other time that I mentioned those two words, cookie and cha cha cha, well, let's just say los patrones del YouTube didn't like it, so just keep it like that. But you know who we are talking about. So today we're gonna rank the best Mexican characters on TV ever. And before we set up some ground rules, let me know in the comments right now, what is your favorite Mexican character? And órale, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button with a machete if you have to, so we get out of this sticky situation that I got myself into with this video, because you have no idea how many shows I had to watch, how many hours of some shit that I had to go through. So you better freaking hit that shit, brother. And because this is a longer video, don't worry. You can put this video while you're doing chores, you can put this video while you're doing laundry, while you're cooking your taquitos. You can just listen, you don't have to watch. You don't have to be like this in front of the screen watching all the time. And let's get right into it. Here you go, here's the list. Here are all the characters that I could find. Let me know in the comments if I missed somebody, please. That at least I know that are Mexican. So the first ground rules will be, yes, this is about Mexican and Mexican American characters. That's why you may be wondering, why is no this character or the other? Don't worry. We're going to cover all of them as soon as I can. This is just part one of a longer series of videos that I'm going to freaking put myself through them. So it's just about Mexican and Mexican Americans, and just about on TV, characters on TV. We are yet to do characters in anime, Mexican characters in video games and in movies, and then Latino or latinx gringex Latino characters, right? For the Latino characters tier list, I will try to find some Latino homie from another country to help me out with those tier lists, to have a broader perspective than just the perspective of a Mexican. I can tell you about the Mexican things. I don't know about the rest countries, alright? It's not all Mexico like most people think. And again, if you don't see a character here, if you think that I missed somebody that fits this specific demographic, let me know in the comments right below. How am I going to be ranking these mother lovers? There's a lot of factors to contribute into the equation, like skills, superpowers, mental strength, physical strength, ability to fight a bear, pinche oso. No, but for real, I'm going to base the rankings on mostly feeling. Alright, mostly how I feel about these shows. Has to deal a little percentage with the writing, with the storytelling, the development of the characters specifically. If it's a show with many characters that are Mexican, I'm going to either speak about the protagonist and talk about the whole show and rank the whole show as one, as you can tell here with Ricochet, as you can tell here with other characters like Manny Rivera. There are many Mexican characters in those shows, Mucha Lucha and El Tigre. So I'm just gonna rank the entire shows. I'm going to talk about the characters, obviously. And you may see here as well like individual characters from shows like Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul that I put here, even though you know there are Mexican characters in their own shows. They don't apply here because I needed to complete the freaking 3 rows and I needed more characters, alright, and I was running out of characters and I needed one, and I put Lalo Salamanca there. I don't even know who he is. I haven't gone that far up with Better Call Saul, to be honest. But he's here, alright? He has a cool mustacho, guys. Mustacho Mexican. But let's just get right into it. First of all, let's establish the tiers. The first tier, you know, the S+ tier, has to be represented by the best Mexican character, someone that has no freaking comparison. The ideal representation of what a Mexicano really is, for freak's sake. Obviously, that title goes to El Goku. Goku is Mexican. I don't give a damn what you all gringos say. Goku is freaking Mexican. And I have proof, okay? I have proof. I have papel here, the paper. Let me show you. Yeah, the Goku tier, the S tier, the God tier, El Salvador tier. Goku is the most Mexican guy, okay? I know that he's anime. I know that he's not on TV, but who cares? I didn't know how else to call the freaking S tier. The next tier is called the Chingon tier. Chingon. Chingon in Mexicano, it's not Spanish. In Mexicano, it means freaking good, you know, effing good. When someone calls you a chingon, or you are chingon, or this is very chingon, it's because this is freaking good. You're freaking good. The next tier is decente, which is decent, you know. I'm gonna teach you Spanish right now, right here and right now. Sometimes Spanish is English, but with extra vowels at the end of the word. It's not always O, okay? It's not always so. No problemo. That doesn't make any freaking sense. It's no hay problema. No hay problema. Don't ever say no problema again. My face. Next here is mierda. You know, because mierda means shit. Because I watch so many hours of shit that I had to make a mierda tier. But right below that is Primos. I wanted to call it the Mirna Velasco tier. You know, Mirna Velasco being the voice actress, la gringa from Primo. That said Spanish is not a Mexican Spanish is not a Latino American language. Spanish is a language that conquista the food in the English. Chinga tu madre, morra. So she sets the bar for the lowest, Goku sets the bar for the highest. Let's start. This is not going to come in no particular order. I'm just going to start with the big one, the big boy, who started it all probably. And then I'm gonna choose randomly. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Speedy Gonzalez. Speedy Gonzalez, my boy. Everyone in Mexico absolutely freaking adores Speedy. Everyone here adores. It's like a united sentiment. Maybe people, you know, woke people, you know, Gen Z's and shit, that have more information to things and say, oh no, Speedy Gonzalez is racist because I saw it on CNN. No, and trust me, I watch hours and hours of Speedy Gonzalez. If it was a weekend, I was able to watch almost like 3 hours of Speedy Gonzalez a day, because it was like around an hour and a half or half an hour or an hour in Cartoon Network, and then 1 hour in the local broadcast, you know, local network, because it was really popular in Mexico, like I tell you. As any Mexican, not a woke Mexican, you know, any Mexican about Speedy Gonzalez, you like Speedy Gonzalez, you're gonna say, oh yeah, Speedy Gonzalez, ese cabrón es bien cagado, bien gracioso. Yes, because everyone loves him. He's really funny. his power level, holy moly guacamole, his power level, man. He's like the Mexican Flash. I always envision him like the Mexican Flash. Do you understand that? Everyone Mexican probably sees him as the Mexican Flash. So he's pretty out there. He could beat a bear. I think Speedy Gonzalez, he could destroy a bear. He could freaking run around him, tire him up. He could freaking go inside his mash his insides up. Can he beat Goku though? And that's a good question. Can Speedy Gonzalez beat Goku on a 1v1? Let's think about it for a sec. You know, Speedy Gonzalez being no. So he's below Goku. But Speedy Gonzalez also sets a little bit of a bar, you know, and to be honest, I have to see characters that beat Speedy Gonzalez on being better Mexican. You know, and the thing with Speedy Gonzalez is what I always talk about representation. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't freaking matter, you know. He is an stereotype. Yes, he's a stereotype. Do some people talk like Speedy Gonzalez? Yes. Some people wear dress themselves in Speedy Gonzalez. In that period of time, you have to understand that he's set on a different period of time. He's set way before. Basically in the old Wild West, but in Mexico. So it's way wild there. They not only fail to understand that Speedy Gonzalez was created, and the first appearance of his was in 1953. 1953, bro. I'm freaking happy they didn't call the Mother Lover a frijolero. Aren't you? Yeah, so let's just say that Speedy Gonzalez is good Mexican representation, at least of you know, really old school Mexican, revolution time Mexican, which is somewhere around the stars of the 20th century. I think that's what they are portraying. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it looks like by watching hours and hours, maybe every episode of Speedy Gonzalez. Well, maybe every appearance of Speedy Gonzalez in Looney Tunes, alright? Now that we are in that freaking, like, you know, let's talk about Slowpoke Rodriguez. How we call him in Mexico, El Lento Rodriguez. Yeah, Slowpoke Rodriguez. I don't know what Slowpoke is like. Is he poking something? I don't know. But yeah, El Lento Rodriguez, this guy was really funny. He was funny, but I didn't like him that much. And let's just be like completely honest. Okay, probably maybe a stereotype of the lazy Mexican, which is fine to have that because you have the contracts of Speedy Gonzalez being like the freaking active Mexican, you know, happy, cheerful, you know, he gets the girl, you know, caliente, suave, you know, ritmo suave kind of character. And this guy, it was, you know, like the contrast, literally quite the contrast, the opposite of who Speedy Gonzalez is. So Slowpoke is still funny. He's not God tier list. He's not God tier. I think he has a gun or something like that. I don't know, a revolver, but let's just say he's chingon. Let's just put him on chingon right now because we don't have other frame of reference. Maybe we lower him down to decente, but for now on, he's chingon. Funny fucking character. Funny freaking character. Now let's do random. Rex. Hell yeah, Rex. Generator Rex. Rex, the character that is the protagonist of his own show, Generator Rex. I love Generator Rex. It was so, at the time when there was little to no mecha stuff in media, you know, there was this show that I don't remember the name of the show quite well, but it was about the mecha car, you know, basically a transformable with the head of a car. It was a fun show. So it was like on that era, and I didn't even know this guy was Mexican, first of all. And that's the beauty of representation, real representation. You don't care if these guys are. Who freaking cares? Who is watching and they say, oh, this is a black girl. Oh, this is a Mexican guy. That's why I can recognize myself in a Mexican. Who cares about the race? Nobody. How many children were, saw themselves in Rex and say, oh, this guy's freaking cool. He can make weapons and big freaking arms and shit. A lot of things. I watched, and apparently his name is Rex. So he's half Mexican, half Argentinian. Again, does that have an effect of his personality and his character? No, who cares? He's a cool character. Is he chingon tier level though? Let's be honest. Generator Rex didn't run for that long. He had 3 good seasons. He had a cool crossover. Apparently, I'm reading right now that he has a crossover. Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. I haven't seen that one. But yeah, it's not that big of a show. I would say it's just decent. It's just decent here. Let's show another one. Chapulin Colorado. The reason why the Chapulin Colorado is here and not other Mexican characters are, from Mexico. Because the Chapulin Colorado, I think he's a freaking worldwide phenomenon. He's not even in Japan for freaks. I think he has like an animation or something. He's in Fortnite, for Christ's sake. He's not all over the world, especially in places like Brazil, Argentina, Latin America, South America. And he is a character played by the beloved and late Chespirito, beloved comedian. He passed away recently, like 2 years ago. It was really sad for the entire country because he played many different cool characters, really funny characters that were part of the childhood of many kids, like millions of Mexican kids, millions, and probably hundreds of millions of kids around the world. Yeah, he was that big. So where do I rank? Chapulin Colorado, specifically Chapulin Colorado, which was way more funnier. It was way funnier than the Chavo, which we're gonna talk about right now. But in my opinion, this was way funnier because it had way more like adult topics. So when I was a teenager, this made more sense to like pass from El Chavo to El Chapulin Colorado. El Chavo is way more of a kids show. Chapulin Colorado is a teenager show probably. So I would rank Chapulin Colorado on the god tier, man. This guy is freaking powerful. I don't even know. And I've seen many hours of this guy too. Trust me, nobody in Mexico knows what this guy does. I think he has, a chipote chillon. That yellow thing that he flails around and hits people over the head with that. And he grows in size. No, he becomes smaller, I think. I don't remember, man. It's been a long time since I watched this guy. But yeah, his powers are a little bit ambiguous in the show. Now let's talk about El Chavo. El Chavo del Ocho. It's not El Chavo, by the way. It's El Chavo del Ocho. El Chavo is the cartoon, the Chavo Animado. I was going to put a picture of a cartoon here, but I forgot, so F it. We're talking about El Chavo and El Chavo Animado right now. I don't care. Link and Toon Link are the same freaking character. Why do you put Toon Link and Link and you give a lot of freaking strength to Link and you give a lot of strength to Toon Link, so he's so freaking annoying and fast. Okay, I'm just ranting about Smash Bros now. El Chavo del Ocho is arguably the most important character in any Mexican kid childhood. Literally, there's nothing to compare it. Nothing at all to compare it. Maybe you can say maybe Sesame Street, Plaza Sésamo, but not even that. I think El Chavo is way more influential than Plaza Sésamo and Sesame Street. Yeah, everyone involved with the project, all the actors, most of them, well, sadly, already passed away. Some of them I'm pretty glad to hear that are still alive. But yeah, it's just such it's such an stamp in Mexican history, and everyone is going to remember it like for, you know, maybe 50 more years, 100 more years, who knows, as long as the memory lives. Yeah, I didn't like Chavo that much. When I was growing up, the Chavo was the bee's knees, bro, the balls, los huevos, era de huevos. But after a while, you know, when you grow older, the Chavo is not that funny anymore. The Chapulin Colorado becomes way funnier. So nowadays, when you go to watch the Chavo, it's not that funny. So I would say Chavo is chingon, but it's like what sets the bar. And I'm gonna, like, you know, I'm going to put Slowpoke Rodriguez on this. And to be honest, he's not that good. El Chavo deserves to be what defines the word chingon. And he's not S plus tier because, like I said, personally, I didn't like it that much growing up. I preferred Chapulin Colorado, but I know that many kids love him, so I know that he's chingon either way. You know, chingon is freaking good. Next one, Dora the fucking Explorer, bro. We're going heavy right now. Dora the Explorer. Dora the Explorer, Dora. Yeah, Dora. I when I was a kid, I don't know why I had a fascination with Dora. Not only me, but a lot of my friends. Everyone was saying, "Well, yo, Dora is fucking legit, bro. Like, Dora is freaking good, bro." Not only did I learn most of the English that I know nowadays, I guess from Dora, which was one of the cool things from the Spanish cartoon, the Latino dub. They will teach you a little bit of English, and I really like the Latino dub. It's really good. If you want to teach your show a little bit of Spanish, put that dub on, or put the original dub. I didn't realize that the Dora was really freaking a really freaking good educational show. I didn't even know that. I watched the English dub, and holy moly guacamole, they really translate most of the things that she says. Like, she says in Spanish something and she immediately says it, and I like that. You know, I like that kind of things. Is something that I also try to do in this channel, is to like say the word in Spanish and try to say it in English immediately. But they do it really clean, in a really clean kind of way. It was a good show growing up. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I would say Dora is chingona. It was really popular in Mexico, like I said, really freaking popular. You have no idea how many kids watch this show growing up. And the thing with Dora is that she was such a popular icon that even growing up, like, we will still sing the song at school. We will sing variations growing up. Obviously, when we were like in middle school, we would say Dora la drogadora, you know. Drugs, the drugger, Dora the Explorer, Dora the drugger, or things of that sort. You know, is something that we do a lot in Mexico. But that just show how beloved she was. Now that we are going that track, Diego go, bro. Diego was freaking badass, bro. This guy can take a bear with his bare hands, bro. He can take a bear with his bare hands. Don't you love English? Yeah, but this guy was a cool guy because he didn't only teach you Spanish and English, depending on the country, but he also taught you about animals. And I used to love animals. When I was a kid, my mom only let me watch Animal Planet and Discovery Kids and Discovery Channel and things like that. In Cartoon Network, things for kids, you know. She would not let me watch anything else, which is fine, I guess. I watch a lot of good cartoons. Still, although he didn't let me watch Dragon Ball when I was a kid, but we will talk about that in a better show. I still got to watch a lot of cool cartoons. And Go Diego Go was like my transition from Dora to cool cartoons, you know, like from Discovery Kids and all these kids shows, you know, like freaking Bluey and things of that sort. to and las pistas de blue and things like that to a different tier of you know, he was the transition. So I say Diego Go was, oh my god, is he Dora level? Yeah, he's Dora level. He's Dora level, bro. They're cousins, bro. They were fucking, but they are cousins. Come on, can I not make a joke about a 20-year-old freaking show? Let's choose another one. Sheen, bro. Sheen. I didn't know Sheen was Mexican either. And it makes you think that how were they so many Mexicans in this show? And they were just like, nobody was just saying, this guy is Mexican, he's from a Mexican country. No, it didn't matter. You just have a bunch of fun characters, and they were just trying to, you know, make people laugh and keep kids entertained to make their parents a favor. So Sheen, the thing with Sheen is that he was one of the funniest characters, if not the funniest characters. All the scenes with Sheen and the dad were so freaking funny. Jimmy Neutron was one of my favorite shows ever because I always believed that I was really smart. I always felt like smarter than them, you know, because I always felt out of place sometimes because I was a nerd, you know, like they call it here a matadito. You know, I would get A's. A plus, you know, I will always want to get the A plus or the 10. Here in Mexico is from 5 to 10. If you get 5, you fail. If you get 10, you are perfect, you know, perfect score. So I will always try to get the perfect score. So Jimmy Neutron was a show that was really important for me. I will even have freaking like moments where I will say think, and I will freaking shake, and everyone was thinking that I was having a freaking attack or a freaking seizure. And maybe I was, you know, don't get me wrong, maybe I freaking was. Childhood was wild. And Sheen was my second favorite character, definitely. It was Jimmy Neutron, Sheen, Godard, and the father, and then Carr, and then the rest, the bitches. I don't give a damn about them. But yeah, the father is tied with Godard, to be honest. Godard was freaking fun, and he was handy. I wanted to have a Godard so hard because my mom didn't want to have pets because of allergies. So yeah, I didn't have a dog, so I wanted a Godard that wouldn't give me any allergies. I still have allergies. I'm allergic to these mother lovers. But yeah, what can I do? I love them. So yeah, Sheen. Where does Sheen land though? I would say he is better than Generator Rex, but not better than Slowpoke. You know, he's decent. Sheen is good. Good character. Let me show somebody else. Manny. I didn't even know Manny was Mexican. I didn't even notice when I was growing up watching Manny and sus herramientas. Manny, his tools, his weapons, mass destruction. Manny apparently is Mexican. He's short for Manuel. And now it makes sense. It makes more sense now that I know that. I mean, they say he's Mexican. Nobody really specifies it. He's definitely Hispanic. Don't get me wrong. Although he's white. But yeah, the Mexicans are white. Learn that. Where do I put Manny though? I to be honest, I found the Manny show really freaking boring. I hated that freaking show. It was boring. It was freaking boring. It was about a freaking human doll that made a pact with the devil and possessed a freaking tool because he was freaking lonely and he didn't have anyone else but his freaking tools and his tool shed. So he freaking put some baby blood on them, or God knows whatever he fed those freaking tools, and he made them on freaking, you know, beings, sentient beings. It's a pretty freaky show if you think it that way. Although, you know, everything is freaky if you think it that way. I just didn't like it. I never liked it. So let's just say Manny is the first shit. The animation is good, I guess, but nothing really happened. And I watched a lot of Manny. I watched a lot of that mother lover because I remember fondly that he was after Dora and before Diego Go. So and I watched a lot of Manny, a lot of this mother lover. I didn't like that show at all. So let me choose another one. Oh, El Tigre, bro. Another Manny. That's a freaking good. That's a freaking coincidence. I was freaking blinded by my own hand. Manny, El Tigre, las aventuras de Manny Rivera. Again, one of those shows that everyone in Mexico knows. This show is so great. This show is one of my all-time favorite Mexican shows. You know, that era of Mexican shows that they put in Cartoon Network and in Nickelodeon. They were absolutely magnificent. Go back and watch them. Literally, go back and watch them and have one of those beautiful flashbacks on the times where you didn't have to worry about anything, you just had to worry about having fun, being a kid, and things like that. And this show is just so close to home. I remember watching this show every day at 3 p.m. No, at 4 p.m. when I came back from 3:30, I think it was aired in Nickelodeon Latin America. In my home. Yeah, so I would watch it every freaking day, half an hour of Manny, and I wanted more. I would love when they did marathons on the weekends, you know, the Manny Rivera marathon, or the you know, the Manny Rivera versus someone characters. Do you remember those like versus that they used to do on the weekends, like Manny Rivera versus Timmy Turner or things like that? And it's like, holy moly, those were the days, bro. Those were the days. I absolutely love Manny Rivera. I love most of the characters in the show. I don't think anyone is annoying. Everyone is funny. The representation is cool. The animation is cool. You know, it's sepia. But the thing with the sepia, the sepia thing didn't become a meme until people became aware that most people use a sepia filter for the shows. And I don't even know if there is that much of a sepia filter. You know, most of the this was back in the day when nobody cared about that BS. You know, people care about making good products and making things that were funny. But with the knowledge of today, when you make things like Primos and you say things like what Mirna Velasco said, well, it makes you wonder if those guys were racist. But let's just rank Manny Rivera. Manny Rivera is definitely S tier. Goku tier. Will he beat Goku though? No, he was more like a Wolverine type character. Like, you know, he had speed, he had strength, he had the claws, he had, you know, the gadgets, you know, like a Mexican Batman, a little bit of a Mexican Batman, no, Mexican Robin perhaps. And a mix with a luchador. We're gonna talk about Mucha Lucha. Don't worry, we're gonna get to that. But yeah, is he better than Chapulin Colorado? Freak. I don't think so. That's the perfect way to. He has to be there. Let's show another one. Eduardo. I didn't even know Eduardo was Mexican. Apparently, in the American dub, Eduardo has like a Mexican accent. Bro, in the Mexican dub, he has like a freaking Russian accent. I don't even know where his accent is supposed to be, but he speaks weird in the Mexican dub. I don't even know how to explain it, but go watch it. Blue, La Casa de los Amigos Imaginarios. Casa de Amigos Imaginarios, The Foster. I love that show. I freaking absolutely adore that show. And Eduardo, to be honest, was not one of my favorite characters. Like I said, in the dub, he has a weird accent, like Russian, you know, Middle European, Eastern European. It's really weird. It's off-putting. I can show you an example right now. But I don't know. I don't know where he's supposed to be. But he was definitely not Mexican in the Mexican dub. So, although I understand that would be a little bit weird if they were already in the Mexican dub, speaking Spanish, and they are just like, "Where am I? Don't tell me frijoles," or things like that, you know. That'd be really weird. So yeah, Eduardo, I didn't really like him, so I don't want to clutter. Decent, because the show is really good. He's the only Mexican I know. But the show is really, really good. So I'm gonna put it on decent. But he's below Rex. He's not as cool as Rex. Let's show another one. I hate that I had to watch this show. I heard that a friend recommended this show a long time ago, and I watched it because I wanted to be nice, I guess. Something to talk with her. That show is for brain dead people. I'm sorry if you like Jane the Virgin. I am sorry. But that show is just excruciating pain for me. I could not stand that show. I watched like one season to give it a go because they told me that it gets better later. It doesn't. I watch it. Nowadays I had to rewatch it, so I say, oh, let's start watching it from the when it start. I watched it season 2, season 3. My dear lord, it gets dumber. I don't know how they managed to do it, but it gets way dumber. I hate Jane the Virgin. I hate America Ferrera. Fuck you. Okay, I don't hate that much America Ferrera, to be honest. But I just don't like Jane the Virgin. I just hate that show. I really dislike that show. Is she Primos tier though? Is she Primos tier? Oof, that's a hard one actually. Had to make more hard decisions, but I had to put my glasses on because the lights are starting to blind me. If you ever wonder why I always have my glasses on, it's because the freaking light is blinding me always. Is she? She is definitely shit. Obviously, she's way more shit than Manny. But is she Primos tier? This is really hard. Yes, she is Primos tier. She has to be Primos tier, okay? Not because the character itself is shitty. Is every part of the show is garbage. Representation, Mexican representation, like telenovelas. Bro, I hate telenovelas. Telenovelas are destroyed our generation, 2 or 3 generations actually, of Latinos everywhere in Latin America. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you are Latino, if you are Mexican, and you see your abuelita freaking freaking tape to the screen, watching telenovelas all freaking day, basically watching the same thing over and over and over again, the same stories and same kind of shit, the same channel, not even changing, maybe changing around channels to watch other telenovelas in other channels, or to watch replays of the same telenovela later. I know this because my father was so obsessed with telenovelas. I don't know. I don't understand. He was a smart guy. He had a freaking PhD. But still, telenovelas got him. Telenovelas got to him. I don't know how to explain it. But it's like a drug. It's like heroin. They don't go out. They don't come out of their trance. It's really hard to explain. But they do not. That's why I hate telenovelas. That's why I hate shows like Jane the Virgin. Because they glorify telenovelas. Telenovelas are not a positive thing. Yeah, maybe they're fun if you are aware of what you're watching it, or what you are watching, you know. But there are so many people that get so addicted in this show, so many, especially the elderly, because they design these telenovelas to appeal to the elderly specifically, so they can hook them and have them there, and they are the ones that watch them. Trash. That's why I hate Jane the Virgin and shows like that. Let's just shows another one, whatever. Oh, talking about freaking telenovelas. I just noticed. I didn't notice before. Ugly Betty, Betty la Fea, or la Fea más Bella. You know, there are 3 different types of Betty. I didn't put the other Betty because I didn't have enough space. There are 3 different. Well, there are hundreds of Bettys. Betty la Fea is one of the most reproduced pieces of media in the entire history of the world. I do not understand why. I genuinely do not understand what is so wonderful about this story that it has to be reproduced over and over and over and over and over and again for the past 40 years. 40 years? Like 30 years maybe. A little bit. I'm exaggerating. There are so many representations. These are the 2 that I'm going to focus on because it's the Mexican one and the Mexican American one. Yeah, so they literally just go randomly pick an ugly girl. How shitty of a person of a casting you have to be. So you're like, who is the ugliest bitch around? Imagine that's how they casted these girls. How detrimental was that for their self-esteem and through their childhood, right? How freaking disgusting their childhood bullying in the college life was, or things like that, you know. They were literally characters known for being ugly, and I don't care how much makeup they put on them, how much waxing or things like that, and Jesus Christ, the Mexican one, oh my lord, they made this girl look ugly. And don't get me wrong, she's not the prettiest girl on the ball, but like, you know, they made her look ugly. They destroyed her. They put, like, you know, pimples in. Oh my lord, look at that. Yeah, so oh my god, yeah, so it's one of those telenovelas as well as soap operas, Mexican soap operas, and the American version is, I heard it's better. I don't trust you, and I'm not gonna watch another freaking Betty. My lord, yeah, people that like those shows really need to. Jesus, dude, I don't know, man, I don't know what to say about these kind of shows, but let's just say they are all mierda. Nah, they are Primos tier. Let's not be freaky. Let's just be honest. Primos tier. Oh my god. I need a palate cleanser, man. I've been talking about Chef for a long time now. Yes, bro. The Simpsons. Los Simpsons. Bro, The Simpsons are one of my favorite shows ever. Top 10. No, top 5. The Simpsons. Oh my lord. And talk about a good dub. The best dub in the history of war is from the voice actor that did Homer Simpson. Not because he sounded like Homer. No. It's because he had his own personality. And he's one of the funniest. And he's way funnier. The Simpsons in Spanish, I will argue that is way funnier than The Simpsons in English. You know, there are some things that you don't understand because they are related to American culture that they don't translate well to Spanish as much as you want to do them. But the basic jokes, the basic things that he says, the way he reacts to things, the way he talks, the words that he says, the words that every other character says, it's almost like a completely different show. And if you want to learn Spanish, I will urge you to watch the Simpsons in the Mexican dub, not Spanish, the Mexican Latino dub. with that guy that makes the voice of Homer. I don't remember the name, but I'm going to put him right here. But yeah, this Mexican character is the only Mexican character in The Simpsons. He is obviously a Mexican stereotype, but he is inspired actually in Chespirito, in the guy that we just talked about, the guy that created El Chavo, was El Chavo in Chapulin Colorado. And this guy was inspired by it, because the famous Mexican funny guy in dressed like a bug. He's basically Chapulin Colorado. He's a funny Mexican guy dressed as a bug. He's like a bee. And yeah, I like his comedy in The Simpsons. I like his skits in The Simpsons. It's not the smartest, but also I will like to think that the American version is better, because I don't think that the Mexicans will be like, oh yes, let's make these Mexicanos who like frijoles, Although he still is a pretty big stereotype. What tier is he though? He's chingon. He's chingon because, not because of him, I don't like him, but the show is the best comedy show, like the best comedic adult animation of the history of the world, and inspired so many adult animations, so many people to do their work. Maybe we talk right now about Consuela, about Family Guy, which is one of the works that basically got inspired the most by The Simpsons. I just put it like that. In full disclosure, I am a huge fan of Family Guy. I prefer way more Family Guy and American Dad than Simpsons when it comes to comedy, specifically making me laugh. I'm not saying that it's smarter. No. The Simpsons is way smarter. The Simpsons has way more freaking culture and way more, intelligence and things like that behind it, and way more thought. But Family Guy did some amazing things, and it is to this day it is mind blowing what they managed to do. But specifically the character of Consuela, I do not like the character, not because she is an offensive like representation of Mexicans. I don't care about that. Literally, I don't give a damn about that. It's because she's not funny. Literally, she's not funny. She's like, no. What's the joke there? Like, what's the freaking joke? I don't get it. I don't get the freaking joke. The only times she is funny is when she's doing something that a Mexican would do, when she puts like muchos hornos, but it's not because she's funny. It's because the context is funny, when she's like taking the number and she's like, the number 5232222, when she's taking the number, or when she makes stew into a pozole, when she's making freaking soup for a quinceañera with stew. That is funny, but that's because they put more context. But just Consuela saying no, she's the Consuela episodes to be are the less funny ones. And not because I'm Mexican. I love Mexican funny things. We just talk about el abejorro. We just talk about the bee. But his kids are way more thought about, and he has a specific thing. He is a Mexican character making fun of Chespirito, making portrayal of Chespirito. So that's what he is. That's what he's gonna do. So that's why he's always on TV. The thing with Consuela is that she's shit. Like, Consuela is shit. Consuela as a character is shit, But the show is way better. The show is really good, don't get me wrong. The show is really good, but Consuela is shit. Consuela is just shit. I'm sorry, but I love the show, but yeah, I don't know where else to put it. Who do we choose next? I already chose Ray J, the fucking virgin. Bender, style Bender. Fender Bender. Bender is Mexicano. Bender Rodriguez, his name is, I think. Bender Vending Rodriguez. He is Mexican, as you can tell by this proof that I have. Yeah, he was made in Mexico, which was one of the funniest. When I saw that, it was one of the funniest things that I watched from Futurama to that day. That's why I decided to stick to Futurama and still keep watching, even though some of the episodes are not that funny. But it's still really freaking good. Bender is one of my favorite main characters. He's literally the only reason why I watch Futurama. The only freaking reason why I watch Futurama. And Doctor the Doctor that is like a crab. He's funny, and the Hamaikino guy. He's also a funny guy too. But yeah, Bender is just, he steals the freaking show. And I'm really glad that he's Mexican, bro. That's a W, bro. He's gonna create a freaking religión with juegos de azar y mujerzuelas. I love that thing. Also, watch the Futurama dub. It's really good. And because it doesn't have that many cultural references, it's way easier to understand. So it's not like that burden from the original show. Specifically the dub for Bender, oh my god, it's hilarious. It's so freaking funny. There's nothing to compare with. That's why I said that it's one of my favorite animated characters. He's one of the funniest just because of the dub. Like, I have never heard him in English, like once or twice. He's not as funny, to be honest. Yeah, but according to the backstory, Bender was built in Tijuana, Mexico. His name is a reference to bending in Mexican maquilladoras. Oh my lord, brother. So funny. I love Bender. Where is Bender though? Bender is better than El Abejorro. Better than Dora. He's not as good. Bender is not as good as you know, as a chavo. Come on. But he's better than Dora by far. Actually, let me move it like Horror. He's better than Diego, but he's not better than Dora. Horror is here because of the Simpsons. Just because of the Simpsons. And Bender is there because he's the one carried the entire show. Like, literally, he's the reason why people watch the freaking show. Let's show another. Okay, another freaking Jade the Virgin. Maya and Miguel. I recently watched Maya and Miguel. I didn't. I never watched that show in my entire life. To be honest, I was expecting trash, absolute garbage, absolute freaking garbage, primo levels of garbage because of the animation that I see right now. It looks like worse than Flash animation, you know, animation made on Flash. So no, I was not expecting that much of the show, but let me tell you that I was pleasantly surprised. The show is actually good. It's actually good. It's not about being funny or not. I mean, the animation is decent. The voice acting is fantastical. Angela Cartens. Fantastic show overall. I really liked it. I watched some episodes. It's funny for a kid, but the important thing about this episode is that it teaches a lot of Spanish. Like, I never seen a show teach so much Spanish and doing it so smoothly, saying immediately the translations. You don't have to use, like, you know, you don't have to use subtitles, you don't have to use things like that. It does it brilliantly. Check out the transition in this scene, for example. But yeah, I believe that is really good. And it really blew my expectations away. I was expecting trash, I was expecting mierda, but it came out to be a really sweet, you know, small show. Didn't run too long. but it was done in well faith. You know, it shows things about Mexican culture. It teaches the language, and this is something that I want to stress enough. It teaches a lot of the language. Is it the show is not as good as all these shows, but talking about Mexican representation in Latino in speaking and teaching Spanish, it's better than Diego and Dora. Huh. Where do I put this? I'm really conflicted. Maya Miguel. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about Maya Miguel, if you have watched it, if you watched it growing up. And if you haven't, just check it out. Just watch one episode. Trust me, it's gonna sell the show for you. Had to watch more. Just watch one episode, or just a part of the episode. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna put them there actually. It's not as funny as Slowpoke Rodriguez, that's why you don't put them above them. But I think they are freaking good. Yeah, they are decent. And they are high tier. Definitely. They are not trash. Let's just pick one, you know. The short ones. Isabella Garcia Chapiro. I don't know why she's here. I didn't even know she was Mexican. Can we say something about the whole Phineas and Ferb thing? She was just a piece of ass. And I'm not, like, don't misunderstand me, okay? Don't misunderstand me. I'm not talking about the, you know, I'm talking about that she didn't have barely any freaking lines in the episodes. He was like, "What are you doing? Oh, Phineas." He was just a piece of ass for Phineas. Phineas was like, "Oh," and she was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Nothing." He's like, she was so useless. And then they, you know, Me Too and things like that came out, and they were like, "Oh, we have to be feminist," and things like that. And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna give Isabella more phrases or more things to say." But still, she was just a piece of ass for Phineas, bro. I love Phineas and Ferb, that's why I know this. Okay, Isabella as a character, I like her more. Not as much as Sheen. Not as much as Generator Rex. I like her more than Eduardo though. She's good. I hope they gave her more lines and not just be one girl without any lines and just being a freaking romantic interest for Phineas. Hey, how can we do? The show is already over. Victory Valentino. Let's talk about Victory Valentino for a second there. Victory Valentino as well. I didn't have any expectations for the show. After Primos, everyone was telling me, "Yo, you gotta watch Victory Valentino. You gotta watch Miguel Maya. You gotta watch all these shows." And I was really reluctant to do it. As Casagrandes as well. I was reluctant to do it because I didn't want to have to, you know, go through another Primos situation. And Primos was only like 1.5 minutes of a freaking, and Primos was just 1.5 minutes of the show, you know. But still, it was torture. But Victor Valentino as well, it blew my expectations away. It really blew my expectations away. Specifically with the animation, the legends that they put, you know, the stories. They are Mexican stories. They're culturally accurate. The accents are really accurate. They are legitimately Mexican people that were voicing these characters, and they were doing it in a good way, you know, try to make it funny, try to make it lighthearted, and not trying to, you know, make it in a caricature of a culture. It was more of an appreciation, a love message to the culture. It's so good. It's really good. The only thing I had to criticize of this show, and the reason why it's not going to be S tier, sorry, but it's not gonna be S tier. It's not as good as Bender. Not as good as Bender. The reason why it's not S plus tier or the best is because when they do the tacos, sometimes they do tacos good, but sometimes they do tacos like gringo tacos. And you're gonna tell me a couple of Mexicans are gonna do that? No, they're gonna do tacos like they do tacos. but because they are supposed to have a taco stand in Mexico, in a fake place that is like a haunted Mexican pueblo. I don't know. Go watch it. It's a really interesting show. But they make gringo tacos, mate, and that really got me freaking angry because the show was going so good, and then they say, "Oh, your tacos are really good," and they are like, "Oh, gringo tacos," and I'm like, "Ah, go f yourself." So no, actually, no, freak those tacos, freak those tacos, man. So, next character. Let's talk about Casagrandes for a second here. Los Casagrandes is, if you don't know the show, this show is what Primos rip off. No, literally, go watch. Just don't even like. Just go watch the intro of the Casagrandes. I don't want to put it here because I don't want to mess with copyright. Literally, just watch the intro of the Casagrandes. Watch it side to side to the intro of Primos. They rip it off. They ripped it off so badly. They try so bad to rip it off. And it's literally just a war show because in Casagrandes as well, there are a lot of songs with great singers. The voice actress for the main voice actress herself, a good singer. Not as good, you know, not as good. She still has to use autotune, but still she's decent enough where it doesn't put you off like, hey, I'm gonna show him Disney Plus, I'm gonna kill my throat. Jesus. Yeah, so if you want to know or you want to watch a good version of what the Primo shows could have been, just watch Los Casagrandes. Really good. It's really good. Not as good as well, it's funnier than Maya and Miguel. Like, it's way funnier. It's more active and has way more crazy stories and things of that sort. But it doesn't. I don't feel that they teach Spanish or Mexican things as good as they do in Maya and Miguel. But it's still really good. Like, it's still really good. Yeah, I'm gonna put them right there. I will even dare to put them right there. I just watched like the first season, but and some episodes of the first season. But yeah, I believe that is a really good show, and I hope that they sue Primos for the ripoff. I'm talking about Primos. No, we're gonna talk about Primos at the end. At the end of this video, we talk about Primos. F it. Let's talk about Juanissimo Magnifico. You don't know who Juanissimo Magnifico is, bro. Juanissimo Magnifico is freaking... Bro, Juanissimo Magnifico is fucking good, bro. Let me actually put this girl in. She deserves to be chingon. She deserves to be chingon. Come on. She got rip-off. They got rip-off from the fucking Primos show. Come on. They deserve to be a little bit up. And it's way funnier. Juanissimo Magnifico, the ex-boyfriend of Cosmo, no, Wanda, Cosmo, the ex-gay lover of Cosmo. No, Wanda's ex-boyfriend. He's, you know, all buff, sexy Latino, and speaks like Spanish, things like that. I mean, at least in the Mexican dub, he speaks like Spanish, and it's like a matador. Like a matador. But yeah, he's really funny. I love Fairy Godparents, Los Padrinos Mágicos, one of my favorite shows ever. Top 10 definitely. I gotta make a top 10. If you want to watch a top 10, let me know in the comments down below. And hit that notification bell right now. Órale! So yeah, Juanissimo Magnifico. Where do I put Juanissimo Magnifico? Let's just put in shit. He's not like, don't get me wrong, He's barely in the show. He's weird as a character. Like as a character, I'm not rating the show. Just as a character, I love the freaking Padrinos Mágicos. But yeah, as a character, he doesn't bring so much to the table. It's just to make jealous, Cosmo jealous, and it doesn't even work. He's not even funny after that. I don't know. I don't like him so much. Although he has all these Mexican encanto, sabor. Now the next one. Fudge. It's been like an hour of recording now. Yep, more than an hour. Let's talk about Mucha Lucha for a while here. Let's talk about Mucha Lucha. I adore Mucha Lucha. Top 5 of shows, definitely. Mucha Lucha is so freaking funny. Go and watch it right now. Go and watch it right now. Go and have a bowl of cereal. Although if you're an adult, I will argue that don't eat cereal. It's too sugary. You know, just maybe eat a pair of sunny side eggs, you know, with bacon and pancakes. Imagine that you're back on your childhood, you know, middle school and elementary school days. You were about to go to school, you just had breakfast, and you have just half an hour to watch the show. Seriously, wake up, do that routine, and watch Mucha Lucha, and you're gonna feel so much of a heartwarm. I don't know, it's such good fun. It's such a go back to the past. Lovely moment. I did that very same thing. That's why I'm telling you that the experience is just so freaking lovely. I couldn't even stop watching it. I was like, I had to go to work, and now the illusion got broken, but still the feeling remains. It was such a glorious time of good shows, funny cartoons, funny everything. Everything was funny. Everything was just made to try to entertain people, and that's it. That's why everyone is always like the 90s, the early 2000s. Well, those were the best days. Those were the best days for entertainment. Nobody was giving a fuck about anything. Everyone just was just trying to make people laugh and entertain them and keep them watching, and that's it. Mucha Lucha is definitely the S tier. It's not better than Manny. It's not better, not funnier, not better representation, not anything. But go watch it again, and I go watch it as well with the Spanish dub. It's really funny. I will argue it's even funnier than the English dub, specifically because there's a thing that they have in the Spanish dub, which is a soybean or whatever, little bean, little soy, a little what is it called? Little pea. He's called Little P on the freaking American version. Bro, in Mexico it's frijolito. He's frijolito. Bro, he's frijolito. It's so cute, bro. He's one of the most cutest things. Bro, frijolito, bro, he's called frijolito, little bean, literally. It's one of the funniest things. He frijolito. Bro, oh my god. Go watch it in Spanish. Watch the Mexican dub as well for that show. It's so freaking good. You're gonna love it. Talk about localization as well. They have Lucha Libre, which you know is one of the Mexican national sports, basically. Freestyle wrestling. They have the mask. The characters are so creative. It's really fun. You know, don't watch too much. I will argue that this show gets boring if you watch too much. Just watch one episode and say, okay, this is funny. You know, watch one later. Watch one to sleep. I don't know, but you know, put it for your kids if you have kids. It's just a fun show, and specifically the first season. But I love Mucha Lucha, bro. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. I mean, animation is trash, but who cares? The characters were so creative. Let's just get the cartoons out of the way. You might wonder why I had to rearrange some things, guys. So I had to rearrange some things right here. You might wonder, why is Rick Sanchez here? Apparently he's Mexican. I mean, he's Hispanic, clearly. And like I said, I needed to fill spaces. But yeah, Rick Sanchez here. Rick Sanchez is one of my favorite characters of all times. It's not anymore. Was one of my favorite characters of all time until the fourth season. After that, it's like, okay, I didn't keep watching because he just got boring. And after that, they fire the freaking voice actor, the talented voice actor for Rick and Morty over allegations. So no, frick you. I had to put this guy on shit. Yeah, I'm sorry, this guy is. I had to put it on shit because the first 3 seasons are the best. Then season 4 is good, but it's not that good. And then it just goes exponentially worse season through season. And then they put that play with the voice actor for Rick and Morty. No, that's disrespectful. And then they try to get people that are imitators of that guy. That is so sick. That the fact, if you haven't seen the trailer for season 7 of Rick and Morty, they bring a guy that makes the same sound of the voice of Rick and Morty. An imitator, two imitators, I believe. And it's like, come on, man, are you not like, so you do not own, so your voice is not your own? You know, the characters you created with your own voice are not your own? How disgusting is that, man? How freaky is that? I don't believe it. But yeah, let's put it on the shit. He's the best of all the shit, though. Now, let's talk about Primos. Finally, let's talk about Primos, alright? I didn't want to come to this. Let's talk about Primos. Okay, let's talk about freaking Primos. Oh yeah, Primo. Yeah, go F yourself, Primos. Go F yourself, Mirna Velasco, for one. And then, who is the other girl? But yeah, Oye Gringa, the best gringa of all time. So the gringa, yeah, so Primos. Obviously, Primos sets the bar for trash. I don't have to even say it, right? It's the worst thing that any Mexican representation ever got. It's the worst thing ever. It has one slur, one name of a reproductive organ for a minor, disabled girl with hearing aids. It's just, and the character is annoying. The show looks like trash. The animation is worse than the Casagrandes and the Miguel and Maya in Mucha Lucha somehow. The music is already sounding like it's gonna be trash. The stereotypes, you know, sepia, terremoto highs, and you already know all of those things that I mentioned in my video. If you haven't watched my video, okay, the first Primos video is here, and there's a whole thing about that thing, about that entire situation. But yeah, I hate Primos. I don't even want to keep talking about it. And yeah, she is the worst Mexican show ever by far. All of the other shows even don't look close to it. It's just absolute trash. Now let's talk about the humans, shall we? Let's talk about the humans, starting with the Salamancas. Tuco Salamanca. Tuco Salamanca was the first villain ever, because I was not like, I didn't have access to a lot of you know, American media and things growing up. So when I watched Breaking Bad was recently, like, well, not recently, like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, something like that. Holy moly, times go fast. And Tuco Salamanca was one of the, if not the most terrifying, freaking character in any show. You know, the most terrifying villain I ever seen to that point in my life, which was really impactful for me to watch Tuco Salamanca. I was genuinely afraid of this mother lover. He is really well written, great acted, greatly acted, and even if he was just for a little bit, and that's why we're going to put him on the decent tier here on top of Slowpoke, is because he doesn't have enough runtime to actually show what he is. No, never mind. No, he's chingon. He's chingon. No, Tuco is chingón, bro. Tuco is fucking chingón, brother. Tuco is la chingonería. Tuco is chingón, bro. No, Tuco is freaking chingón. Let's talk about the other Salamanca. I hated this motherfucker. Hector Salamanca, bro. I always hated the entire show. I hated this guy. I don't know why. I hated him. Because, with the whole, when they are in the desert with Tuco, and Tuco is like doing his thing, and he's like clicking this, talking, click, 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 click. Oh my god. I hated these fuckers. Hated these people. Until he does the thing to Gustavo. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it. Where Gustavo Fringe gets killed by Hector Salamanca, one of the most brilliant plans that ever Walter White has ever come up with. And that's why Hector is S tier. Hector is S tier. One of the best written characters. Rest in peace. He recently, very, very recently, he passed away. Rest in peace. One of the best characters, one of the best actors in this Breaking Bad show. Lalo Salamanca. Let's talk about Lalo Salamanca. Lalo Salamanca is decent. Lalo Salamanca just right at the corner. I gotta say, he's decent. He's better than Slowpoke, not better than Casagrandes. He's decent, he's a nice guy. He's ruthless when he has to be ruthless, and he's intimidating when he has to be intimidating. But yeah, he's he's decent. I'm gonna talk about this guy, Nacho Varga. I'm gonna talk about Nacho Varga because his name is funny, and I think he's better than. He's more relatable character, and the reason we want to talk about this guy because he's a great actor. He has a lot of roles, Mexican roles, in other TV shows that are not that known. If you haven't seen a show called Good Girls, I recommend it, and the only reason that I recommend it is because the main character, Christina Henderson, I think her name is, she has some, oh my god, hair, sugar titties. Oh my freaking god. I've never seen such a more beautiful woman in my entire life. Yeah, she's so gorgeous. She's so freaking beautiful. And he plays also like a bad guy. He does a great job in that show. That's what I wanted to watch. The only things that I worked from that show is the dynamic between these two guys, the beautiful Christina Henderson and this guy Nacho Varga, because he has a fun name. Nacho Varga. I mean, he's not called Nacho Varga in Good Girls. He's called Nacho Varga in Better Call Saul. He's good in Better Call Saul because he has a conscience. He has a conscience. He has a father. He's like, I don't want to mess with my father's business. He worked his entire life to have his shoe place and things like that. He's like, he's a nice guy. Deep inside, he's a nice guy. Now let's talk about Oscar Martinez from The Office. Oscar Martinez from The Office. I love Oscar Martinez. He's really funny. Not the funniest character in The Office though. Maybe like the 6th, 7th funnier, 7th, 8th funnier. Yeah, he's not that funny. Never mind. He's not that funny. I don't know. The thing that I like about Oscar Martinez is that he's not like saying, I'm Mexicano, you have to go eat tacos and things like that. He's not like, he's good representation because he's not representation on your face. He's not like, I'm Mexican. Everyone else makes it so, and that's what's funny about The Office. That everyone makes a bigger issue or a bigger thing of him being Mexican than anyone else on the show, right? The rest, like Michael and all of them, they are like, you're Mexican, you have to celebrate Cinco de Mayo and things like that, right? He's like just chilling. He's gay and he's a great portrayal of a gay man. There's nothing like vulgar about his about the portrayal. There's nothing like trying to shock people, which is something that seems to be happening nowadays in shows like Euphoria and those shows that are gay by definition. No, he's a pretty healthy representation of a homosexual man, Mexican homosexual man. Great character, but he's better than Isabella. Better than Rex? No, Rex is cool. Come on, Rex is cool. And finally, we get fucking Miguel Diaz. Yes, I hate Miguel Diaz. I don't know why. I hate this mother lover. First of all, I started watching Cobra Kai, and I didn't like it. I never ever liked it. My best friend used to love the show, and it was like his telenovela for him. He would watch this show for hours, and I was like, I fucking hate this show. I don't like Cobra Kai. Especially, well, not especially, specifically because of Miguel Diaz. I don't like his character. The only good thing about his character is that he has a hot mom. That is it. That Billy Zabka is trying to bone. I don't know if he already boned it. I never got past the 3rd season. But I don't like this show. I don't know why it's so hype. It's not a good show. It's not a smart show. It's a fucking brain dead show. Terrible writing. Terrible dialogues. The scenes, the acting. Everything is wrong. The only good parts of the show is Billy Zabka and Daniel LaRusso. What is his real name? Who cares? Daniel LaRusso actor. That's it. That's the good parts of the show, and the hot mom. And then when they put more characters, the other characters are also beautiful. The girl and then the mom, bro. The mom. I forgot about the mom, bro. The mom on that show. Holy moly, guacamole. Yeah, Daniel LaRusso's wife in the show. Holy shit. Randa Berry. I never like Miguel Diaz is one of my least favorite characters. Maybe aside from Rooster, you know, the guy with the freaking mohawk. Rooster is even funnier. No, Rooster is more likable than this guy. I don't like Miguel Diaz. I'm team the other guy, Bobby. Is the other guy's name Bobby? I'm team Bobby, bro. I'm team Bobby, and I'm team not Cobra Kai. What is the other? I'm team Daniel San. So yeah, I hate this fucker. I think he is worse than every one of the people that are in the mierda tier. So he is Primos level of cringe. I hate Miguel. I hate. And it's not about Cholo Maridueña. I think he does a great job. It's just that the character is not written that well. He's a freaking dumb piece of shit. But yeah, that's the tier list, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It took a while. It took a really long time. It's going to probably take a longer time to edit. So I hope you really liked it. Please make sure to comment down below if you watched the entire show. Holy moly, I really appreciate it. I don't know what to say. If you hear this secret MEXAGE message, I really appreciate it. I love you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I do everything to make people laugh. I do all of these kinds of things to entertain people, and I hope that I at least got you out of the, you know, maybe you had a shitty day and you watched this video and your day was no longer that bad. So that's what I do, these kind of things. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to watch the rest of the series of Mexican Tier List. And hasta la próxima, primos. Goodbye.